basically we are scaling very fast. We've just been in business for 2 years and we've seen tremendous growth. And one aspect of growing is, of course, not just doing it organically, but through acquisitions. And that's why I'm here today, to basically learn what other companies who have acquired other companies before have done and their takeaways and the good and the bad aspects of that.
The decision to diversify really came as a result of looking at our business at the time. We were dependent for our revenue on one particular client, and although we built organic growth, it wasn't enough to actually desensitize us from that over-reliance. So we tripped over acquisition really, an opportunity came. And once we'd made that acquisition, which was pretty much a smaller version of ourselves, we realised that we could also use it to diversify it as well, so that we could take other businesses in our sector which offered a slightly different service than the one that we had, so that we could build our service offering piece by piece by having a group philosophy rather than a single unit philosophy, as it were.
It's critically important to design and plan an acquisition strategy. If you don't do that, you won't be able to have the full vision to be able to execute the acquisitions in a sensible commercial manner. The key things behind designing and planning the strategy are to look forward, to think about the targets that you're looking at, to make sure that the entrepreneurs that you are negotiating with are good, sensible, trustworthy individuals. It's important that you understand both the cost synergies but also the sales synergies that can come through, and it's also important that you and your staff understand the potential cultural changes that an acquisition may bring when eventually you complete the acquisition.
Choosing the right advisor is really important for us. It depends on the size of the deal as to what advice we get. For smaller deals where it's generally just goodwill and asset purchase, we'll just take legal advice. But for the bigger deals where we're doing a company purchase, the share purchase, we'll get legal advice and corporate advisors. And the way we've picked them is generally getting introductions to them, referrals from people we know and trust, and then meeting them and just making a decision on chemistry mainly.
Well, for us it was a big decision to decide to be acquired by Columbia Capital and become part of this global buy and build. I set the company up 14 years ago in a serviced office, a couple of us there, and we grew the company quite nicely. But for me, I've always been fascinated by this whole private equity and venture capital world and understanding how they can put together these special purpose vehicles and bring all of these companies together under one global brand. And for us, it allowed us to address a whole different subset of customers that we would never have been able to work with before as a sort of smaller UK-based organisation. There have been a number of interesting lessons that we've learned across the way. The biggest one is that the normal economics of how you price businesses and how you value businesses don't really seem to apply in this hyper-growth, global scale enterprise buy and build. They're very much more focused on what's your top-line revenue growth, what's your addressable market, and some of the valuation points that you might have used to value a smaller business just don't really apply in this new world.
The key takeaways for me today were really you've got to have a proper process in place, how you actually find potential targets, and then how you do the due diligence and how you close the deals. The second nugget is probably, how do you integrate the new entity into your firm, into your culture, and also be prepared that some deals will not go through. They will simply fail for several reasons. So don't be too much in love with one deal or one company, and don't pay a stupid price.